Here we go! Welcome to the P2 Power Play Podcast. I am your host, Kyle Wilson, alongside...
You were nervous, huh?
Nah, they're good.
Thiago Cucci and...
Mitchell Wilson!
And a very special guest today.
Very special guest today from Lyon, France. Coaches at one of the biggest clubs in the world. Been doing it for a long time, which we're going to talk about later. Coach Joel Frechet.
Thank you for coming, Joel.
Hey. We've been trying to schedule this for a while. We had to make room, and we got about 50 minutes, so we're going to have to run through this fast. But, Coach, thank you so much. Merci beaucoup.
You speak French. That's good.
For joining us. And this is somebody Mitchell and I have known for a really, really long time, since probably like 2005. Have a lot of respect for. He's like a family member to us, and very happy to have him here in Florida. So,
actually, I have a question to start.
Yeah.
In French.
Oh.
So, comment état conduit in Florida?
Oh.
Not like that? How can I say
understand?
that?
Séjour.
Comment c'est due in Florida?
Yeah. Was good.
Was good?
In English, you want?
For
Or in
whoever
French?
doesn't know how to speak French, you
can learn today.
DM me. I can help you guys out. But
He's a tutor.
how was your stay in Florida?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
Very fun time, and as a tourist, but not only. I'm very proud to know your team now, and it was my second time with High Prospect, and I was very happy to see and to give them advices from France. And you always learn from someone, and I taught them during camps, and now I have lessons to receive and advices to give. So it's good, an exchange.
Yeah.
I know it was
I'm very
really
happy.
good. The kids were saying a lot of good things about your methodology, everything that you were teaching them this week and the past 2 weeks.
So, Coach,
Thank you so much.
For people that are going to watch this or listen to it, can you kind of like explain what you've done? Like, you've played a lot of games as a pro. You've coached for a long time. Can you just kind of give your background?
I was born in a small village around Lyon, southeast of France. And when I was 13, I was scouted by the Olympique Lyonnais Academy by a famous player who was a scouting chief in Lyon. And I was very lucky to play very early in my young. When I was young, I played when I was 15 and 10 months. I'm the second younger player in France and maybe in Europe, because I was 15 and 10 months. My first game, it was a derby. Derby, Lyon and Saint-Etienne. It's far from
the
you,
big one.
but the big one, like Flu and in Brazil and big derby. And I played my first game against Michel Platini, the ex-president of UEFA. It was a chance for me, and I've learned. I was formed in the Academy of Lyon. I did 10 years in the club of Lyon, and after 8 other clubs, I had 17 years as a professional player, more than 400 games in Ligue 1 and Ligue 2. And when I retired, I tried to play a little at the end of my career on futsal. That's where I'm very happy to go here. I have 10 caps with the national team, A team of French national team. And after that, I became technical director for youth with second league for 5 years and assistant coach for second league. So it gave me
in League 2.
Experience in League 2 with Stade Lavallois. And after, I was lucky to go back in my where I was formed, Olympique Lyon in the academy. And since 17 years, I'm still there. And I did several jobs, like U19 coach. We played the youth league, U17, U16, in charge to develop the international partnerships. I was in Korea, South Korea. We developed the first partnership in Lebanon in countries in development. So it was very interesting for me to exchange, and I have still the same idea to go in US and to exchange with my friends now.
Yeah. Let me ask you something. So you mentioned that you got scout by the age of 13. How was this? Like you were playing on this, because some of the pro players here, I was playing on the streets and someone saw me. How was your experience?
In France, we have a development path with the federation. The academies in the pro clubs are in the professional clubs is very efficient. You know, you have rules. You take care about to study and to play. But now with all the the development of a player is around the double project, was about the double project. But at when you are 17 or 18, you need to choose. And now with all the professional club from Spain, for England, a lot of concurrence for the academies in France. And it's very hard, but it's very hard to go to the high level. But there are always in academies a scouting team, not only one or two people. For example, in Lyon, we have a lot of scouts in the region at the beginning, when around 12 or 13, you have scouts to see, to watch games and to scout players.
Nice.
You know, it's concurrence. So, and when you go at the top of a pyramid, we used to say that it's a pyramid, and on each generation, we put 2 or 3 players to the pro team only. You know, you can count 100 or 120 players. It's very hard. So you need to work. It's good to go not only in one academy and to play in several clubs before to go to the high level.
Yeah. I remember you told us a story once of a player. I don't know if I can say his name, but he was at the academy. You guys released him, and then he came back, and then eventually he signed a professional contract. So, it like you said, it's very hard for players to make it. But can you kind of explain
each generation you have at the end of the season, you can scout new players. Around 25% of a roster get out, and some get in. And one time, a player, his name is not too famous, but Nabil Fekir, he was so kind, but he tried only to dribble at this time, and dribble. And he was lefty, and when I was in charge of the pre-formation, he was out of the club. But we tried to keep the relation with his dad and his family, because his dad knows very well soccer, very humble. And Nabil went to another club around Lyon, a partner club. And after 3 years, he came back because he was the best player of this club. And we were able to welcome back him because he has the values of the club. A very important thing. And what I see in High Prospect, the values, humility, enthusiastic, respect, it's all these values that you can see in this association. So it's in this in High Prospect, it's very, very, very efficient. It's very important. And for the example for Nabil Fekir,
just to clip that,
was really an example for all the players, with parents, the relation with the coach too.
Yeah, that's
Thank
good.
you so much.
Yeah, that was good.
Quick question: how often does something like that happen, where a player gets released and then they have the opportunity to come back? Is that common or is that rare? How often is it? Does something like that happen, where the player gets released and then is able to come back to the club? Is it common?
No, it's not common. It's rare. It's rare. You can go in another club and to go to the high level with this other club, but it's rare. You know, normally we don't have to make mistakes like this. So it was a mistake, and we were very happy to have him come back.
Yeah.
You know, one other example, and it's me. I was in charge of pre-formation, and the story is one great lefty was able to be scouted by the club, lefty. He was 14, only 14. We saw him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. We were not sure because he was small and finally we didn't scout him. He made a tournament with Real Sociedad against Bordeaux. And after that, he was scouted by Bordeaux, but before by Real Sociedad. He played for them, went to the high level. You know the name? Griezmann. And it's my fault. we didn't scout him for Lyon.
You didn't.
Yeah.
You didn't.
No, because
Okay.
we were not all agree with the decision. So we let them leave.
You had to take the decision, say no.
I was not the only one, but we were together.
And how you guys say no? You guys talk with the parents or with the players directly?
Yes, we stay in touch with the parents.
With the parents. They are too young to say.
So we don't detain the truth. Everywhere in the world, if you are a formator, you can have a good decision or a bad decision. We need to take care. You just only to take care about the player, the family, and to stay in respect with all.
How you feel not approving him then?
No, it's not a problem. My president said, "Hey, we could have this player." Yeah, sure. But we had other players, you know.
So let me.
So sorry. The only thing is to stay humble. You know, a great coach like Alex Ferguson. I don't know if I can translate exactly, but he said one time, "I resigned in this club in Manu because I had not make enough mistakes. So I resigned."
Yeah.
So
This is the
he's
thing.
very humble.
Yeah.
So.
Humble. Be humble.
Let me ask you a question. I want to talk about the two scenarios that you gave. One, you mentioned that Fekir dribbled too much and you guys released him. And then the second one was the physicality. So the first question I have is, what does a player need? And you mention it all the time on the field or on the court. You say players need to play in two touch. Why? For the high level.
It's not two touch about only to say play in two touches. You know, it's like the first touch. What is the first touch? Why is two touches? It's only to anticipate the game and the ball you will receive. So it's only in relation with a game and the specific aspect of the performance. You know, we have 4 aspects of a performance: athletic, technique, tactic, and mental. And if you don't have all these qualities, it's not your game. It's not good. And to go to the high level, someone can have a real ability to see before, like Nabil Fekir is able to dribble everybody, you know, and he's famous. I love this player. And for example, another one can anticipate. For me, when I played, I was not speed, but I had the focus, the vision, to anticipate and to play in two touches because I want to accelerate the game. But sometimes you need to keep the ball. Yeah, two touch is because on the first touch I know where I want to go. Second touch I play, you know. But it's not.
It's not rigid. It's not everything.
It's not the truth for every time.
Yeah.
You know.
But it also does it relate to like the speed of the game that you need to be playing quickly like that?
Yeah, because many players want to touch the ball, touch, and give the ball to 1 year. It's not necessary. You can pass or make two touch to make the goal, to lead your goal. You know.
From the 4 aspects that you mentioned, which one in a tryout you see the most? Like which one you say, no, this is the most important?
It's a mix. In one exercise you can work on both. You know, you can work on a technical exercise. For example, only the pass, I pass the ball to you, and in the same time I work on my mental because of what? I ask you.
About what?
Yeah.
How do you
make
work
you
on your
a
mental?
simple pass?
How do you work on the mental? What he gonna think? Like where he gonna pass?
No, very simple.
Simple now.
I give you the ball, and you concentrate on your mental motivation and concentration on. I say, control with right and pass with left. So
Focus.
it's your mental.
I'm not gonna do it. My
Your
left
mental.
is terrible.
You need your mental to repeat and repeat and repeat.
Same
All the
thing,
players, I'm a formator. I'm not a big pro coach, but formator, you need to be concentrate on the pass. If I tell you right to left, and the pass must be at the right place at the right moment. So if you are concentrate on that, you work on your mental. Athletic, because of what? Because you repeat and repeat on a simple pass and exchange with 2 or 3 yards, And after that, the tactic, it's when you put 2 players in movement to go to score or to 2 passes in the shoot, it's tactical because you put 2 players in relation, connection. It's exactly the same in futsal. Connections, technique, tactic, and mental.
Boom.
Boom.
And then one more question real quick. I wanted to ask about, you said Griezmann, and how important is physicality or the physical side to be playing at a high level?
It was not recently, but 20 years ago, all the French clubs had problems with only to scout players from Africa, It was a real problem. And they wanted, all the clubs wanted tough players, tall
Strong,
players. I think it's necessary to have discussion, exchange, and the philosophy of a club. It's the most important thing. For example, when you play, it depends on a position, your position on the game. If you are center back, you need to be tall. That's right. But I have a counter example with in France and in Lyon, when Samuel Umtiti was a player in the academy. For the coach, he was too small. But he began on the left back, and now he is a center back. So it's a good example. You can have specific aspects in athletic, but sometimes you can find a player.
Exceptions,
exceptions. So,
But you think the futsal this is also important, like a center back be very tall? It's always important.
Yeah, it's important for a keeper. Now they are very tall, but in Lyon we have Anthony Lopez. It's not very tall, but he's very speed.
It's fast.
It's fast.
Yeah, for futsal with the goal, it's 3 by 2 meters, I think. The guy doesn't need to be that tall.
You can have both.
Yeah.
It's not necessary to say this one is not good. In the good sense.
Yeah.
How you say this one is not good? for a player.
I never say it's
You
not
never
good.
said directly.
He has
for
to
a player.
improve on this sense.
So when you say you have to improve, means that you're not good, okay?
No,
I'm kidding.
you always need to stay positive,
Positive, yeah.
with a player
Always, yeah.
in development. To think about he's young, so his mental need
You
to
can
improve.
change the
So
dream.
let me ask you a question, since we're talking about like humbleness and this aspect about improving. Would you, as a coach, would you tell a player, hey, you're going to be the best player in the world one day, or you're going to be a pro? Would you say that? No.
No,
So you never told
can
any of them?
never say.
You never told.
Can never say that.
You never told, like, I don't know, Benzema or Martial, hey, you're going to be.
You don't need to talk to him like this. No.
Why?
He knows. He knows where he wants to go.
Okay.
Only him. You can be the better coach, and I don't know a better coach in the world. I can't say what is the specificities to be a very good coach. No. The exchange is very important, and it's not, he doesn't need you to improve. He needs a mentor, but a very good player, you put him in a special relation. It's exactly, you don't tell him you need to do that. You put him in a situation, and after he will find the solution.
Yeah.
That's the difference with a great player.
But just to clarify, you would never tell somebody you're going to be the next, you're going to win a Ballon d'Or. No.
So we need to stop talking. Yeah, because
you know that Messi was very small.
Yes.
Yeah.
Barcelona was doing something for him to grow, help.
Yeah, but that's only him. Only him. His qualities was to become the best player.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, I think if the player doesn't want, no matter what you say for him, he will not do it. If he don't want,
you can have advices. You can have advices for him.
We should clip the one part about never telling somebody that they're the best.
okay.
It's a relation that you can build with him. It's very important. And after that, when he is a professional level, it's not finished.
No.
Every day of your life, you have is a challenge when you want to go to the high level. I suppose it's the same for business or other jobs, but for football or soccer and futsal, and futsal especially in France because we are not professional. You need to work every day.
Hold on, we do have a message from Meta Media, so Thiago, I'll let you do the first part.
Oh, let's talk about the closed caption. Yes. If you guys want to watch this in Portuguese, você pode trocar. This camera. Yeah? We have 3 cameras right now. Good job, Meta Media. So, if you want to watch this in Portuguese, você troca na tradução dos settings e coloca autotradução em português. Se tu quer em espanhol, tu cambia em ajustes e põe autotradução em espanhol. Okay?
And then
in French, now.
French, yeah. Como ça va? Todo bem? Da, 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 da.
Todo bem em espanhol.
So the second part is, guys, please, if you like this, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. We're going to bring you a lot of, again, top level people that come on this, talking about, again, business, sports. And again, with Joel, we have, honestly, and, you know, he kind of, you know, humbled himself a little bit, but he's one of the best in the business for youth formation. So he's worked with some of the best players in the world, maybe a guy that's going to win a Ballon d'Or. I guess we'll find out. But, Coach, can you talk about the licenses that you have, like your qualifications as a coach? So the certificates and things. What do you have?
Just feel. You don't need to say all. Yeah. Just feel.
For me, it was necessary to spend a long time to learn about education in soccer and in futsal, to learn about people, not only in the books, because everybody can read a book, and but if you read a book and you try to find your own philosophy, it's very important. And for me, I was lucky to meet a lot of people, and from each one, I try to keep something and to exchange something. I have something to teach you, I know. I have something to exchange with you. Yeah. And that's the most important thing. But when I meet someone, I have a lot of questions for him. And I try to receive and give. It's the same in the relation. For education, it's the same. When we talk about formator in France. So I spend a lot of time. I try to answer to your question because after I'm too long.
Yes. We are here to hear it.
It took 10 years to have my diploma. The youth A elite, UFA diploma.
UFA youth.
To become youth, to become technical director.
It's more than a law firm.
But I didn't use it a long time. You know, I was in charge to develop international partnerships, and you use the business aspect, you use other aspects. But this diploma in France is recognized all over the world. And we don't say it's the best. We don't say we are the best. No, we are French in the world, and we have some people to recognize us as a good formator. But we are not the best. You know, we are humble, and we try to develop a philosophy of the game, and that's why the French Federation had special partnership with USA Federation. I don't know if you know that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They have partnerships, and all the coaches of the academies of MLS came in France to watch and exchange. So it's good.
Yeah.
Exchanges the world.
Sharing ideas.
Yeah.
Here's a question for you. How often do you change your philosophy? Right? Like, is your philosophy the same as it was when you first started? Or do you always continue to change it and grow as a coach?
It's really a good question because I've thought about that all my life.
Oh, we got him.
And still now, I don't know. I know what I don't want, to teach, and I know what I want, because what I want is the contact, and I need the adaptation with your players is very important.
Yeah.
It's not you take care about the best player and you're not good. You're not good. I take care about you only. No, my philosophy is to adapt the situation. I always think about situations. I will take you your exercise. I'm here for pleasure. He showed me an exercise. I will take it and to do with my own philosophy. You know? But the philosophy of the game, you need to first to know in yourself what you want from the high level. For example, for me in futsal, it's connections and technique. So I work on that. And my philosophy takes care about other part of the performance, but I try to develop what I feel, what I'm good, you know, and to transmit, you need to demonstrate, and you need to have your own philosophy. But it's the same when you go in a club in France. We have not the same philosophy. You can come with your ideas and to adapt in your club. You don't play the same in PSG like in Lyon. You know, short passes. So it's a question.
You keep changing.
Every day.
Yeah, it never ends. And then just for reference, Coach, can you, you mentioned that you coached at like the U15 level, the U16 level, U19. When did you know a player was going to make it? So you mentioned that two guys go through, and so when did you know somebody was going to make it?
Just need to know if you have a development path.
Yeah.
If you have one team for each generation, you need to know from U15, for example, what it needs to go to the U17.
Okay.
For me, before 15, no athletic, no real with charge, you know, with weights.
Yeah.
But we can
not
work
before 15.
Not before 15.
Okay.
But you can work on planks or many things.
Bands.
Kinesthetics.
Now in France, we have a lot of fitness coaches, you know, young, and they went to universities. It's good. It gives us a new experience, you know.
Nice.
I went to the first session with all the fitness coach of League One in 1996. Old time, huh? You were not.
I was born in 84. So those guys probably
I was born.
But all the things that I learned in these sessions and courses, it was good for me to exchange after, to keep it. And what was the question?
When did you know, what you coached, like, for example, Benzema at 15.
Yeah.
Did you know at 15 Benzema was going to be a pro?
No, he was a very good player for his generation, but we can think about it.
Yeah.
But we never know.
So you even knew at 15.
And you need to be lucky not to have an injury.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so my question is, even at 15, you didn't know Benzema, who you coached, was going to be a professional.
Benzema was the only one. You know, you have one like this.
So he was different.
Yeah, he was different. He had many good qualities. So, for example, Lacazette, when he was 15, was not the best because he couldn't run a long time, but he had very good qualities. And Clément Grenier was the best at this generation. They went to the high level, but Lacazette came later.
Okay.
So you always need to give them a chance for the high level.
To earn it, yeah. Okay.
And you work on each generation. When you are 15, you need to work on that. You need to know what you want to work.
To improve, yeah. I had another question, because you mentioned previously that, Mitchell and I knew this before, but not everybody. You played your first professional game as 15 years and 10 months, right?
Yeah.
What did you have that at 15 years old, almost 16, that they were like, okay, he needs to play?
First, I was very lucky.
Okay.
2 or 3 injuries in the club. I was lucky to play.
Okay.
But I was ready. my head.
So mental.
Yeah, mental. After I was like this, like now, So I was tall for this age and ready to play duels and many things like that.
So physically, you were ready as well.
Yeah. Technically, I played number 6 to take care about Mr. Platini. And believe me, we lost the game, but I learned a lot.
Yeah, sure.
But in my team, I had famous player too. Serge Chiesa, you don't know them, but it was for me big brothers. And all the season, I've learned about them too. So I was ready to play.
Okay.
And the main thing is your coach know. Your coach, when this player is ready.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because he said mentally he was ready, technically he was ready, and the third part, physically, he was ready. So that's interesting because I think in the United States, we have a little bit of an issue of, players don't really get what you got. I mean, at 15, I didn't play with adults.
Yeah.
Nope.
And it doesn't really happen here. So it's
you need to
interesting.
take care. That's right. You need to take care about the age.
Yeah.
It's rare, even now, to play at 15. But at 16, 17 in France, it's possible. And to play with next generation.
Yep, next generation. Yep.
It's rare, but you can.
Yeah.
You can.
Yes.
So let me ask you something. Like which age you think the coach or the kid needs to know? Like, I want to become a pro. Like, for example, it's hard. Neymar probably with 11 years old, I think he got an offer from Real Madrid, like some $1 million a year. But with which age you think?
And
This
no
guy,
age.
no age.
Yeah, you talk about exceptional players,
Yeah.
For me, it's more interesting to form many players to go to a high level than Neymar is going alone himself. He is improving, because he's exceptional.
He's exceptional.
But the player that you can't see when he is 15 and at 17, he has the idea, he has the connection to say, I can improve on that.
Yeah.
Sometimes we have this example, so it's not too early, but let him time to play and to have his chance.
Do you have a PSG shirt or just Lyon? Do you have a PSG channel?
I respect PSG. I don't wear green.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Green.
Saint-Etienne.
Just yellow.
No,
Thank
I
you so
joke.
much for wearing.
I joke.
So-
And actually, let me take that. I'm sorry. Just to say thank you for our sponsors, High Soccer Academy,
Boom.
High Soccer Arena, High
Soccer
Soccer
Prospects.
Prospects, and also our Blue Machine glasses.
Oh.
It's available. You guys, if you guys want to buy it, please buy it.
Buy it.
Blue
Buy
Machine
it,
glasses.
buy it. They're
And
available.
thank you so much.
So we talked a little bit about America and France. What do you think is the biggest difference, or some of the differences between the two countries? Why is America so far behind, like the other countries?
I've met a lot of people in US. I'm very proud of that. I have so many friends to discover with coaches, with academies, and it was always a surprise when they asked me. Some of them asked me, "What is the difference between America and France?" It's not the same system. It's not the same development path.
No.
In the academies, for example, MLS academies, they train them, and after they need to go to the university, right? Because your system is it's very good. A very good side is universities. You have a big diploma, but in France, if you are 17, you can't go to university. Nobody goes to a university. I don't say it's bad or good, but in France, you sign pro.
There's no other option.
Brazil is the same
No
thing.
other options.
Yeah.
You sign pro. If you don't sign pro when you are 17, after it's too late.
Oh.
So
17.
I don't say it's good or bad, but
It's the system.
You need the system. And after the MLS, no promotion, so it's hard to promote a club. But you have good players in each level, so it's good too. Yeah. So I am concentrate on my country, Now for us, it's very hard to develop a player because each year he has a short contract. He wants to play in the better club, but with money. He needs to think. It's an advice. I always try to tell them, don't think about money. Think about your formation with a good club, a good academy, And after that, you will think about the pro level. The same with the agents. In France, I don't know so many good agents, but they are here. We need to take care about them. And the way where money is coming in soccer, I don't say it's bad things, but now they need to take care because you need to prove before to have money.
Yeah.
You need to work,
develop,
earn
and show your level.
Especially in USA, it's about money. All about money.
Always.
It's normal. Yeah. If you earn, if you prove, if you are a good player, you can have money. Yeah. It's good.
So you mentioned before that you were in charge of the pre-formation. My question to you is this: did you ever see a player that was like really good at like 12 or 13, and then when they got to like 15 or 16, they went like the opposite direction, and maybe they became the worst? Does that happen a lot, or?
Yeah. Sometimes.
Yeah.
It's exceptional. Yeah. You can have in the other sense. Yeah.
Okay. So they can be really good at 12 and then tank.
Yes, because at 12 it's not the same evaluation, That's why it's hard to say he will go or he will not go.
So what do you think changes? What changes from a kid that's exceptional at 12 and then when he gets to 15 or 17 he's not so good anymore or doesn't perform to the level?
It's statistics, but you only have your high to evaluate him. So sometimes you can say he's good and he's not good. And finally he lost or he has more weight, or you change. Especially for girls too, they change.
Yeah, the body change, everything.
Yeah,
changes.
everything, and your mental too.
Let me ask you about fields in Brazil. I mean, you guys are watching already. Watch other episodes. I'm talking about fields in Brazil. Definitely is not that ideally, but I would like to check with you. Like, how are the fields there? So futsal field. So do they play in the streets or they do have the?
In France?
Yeah.
In France, we used to go in the clubs when you are 6. You used to go and to play in a club. But it's a big question. Why do we still have, not have in the street? We don't have. We don't play in the street. We play really very soon in the clubs. So I don't say it's bad or good. You need to improve. Yeah, it's good to have a nice field. Yeah.
How are
in Brazil? They didn't have fields, so that's why. I know Juninho said that used to say, "I have learned futsal in the street, dribble. Yeah, it's good for you."
Ronaldinho as well. Like he is one of the top free kick guy.
Yeah,
he's a good guy. Yeah. So, and how are the outdoor fields there? Like here we have some public outdoor fields over there in France as well. Like we are not talking about big clubs, like small clubs. How they run the
like parks?
Yeah, there are grass field. Yeah, sometimes turf fields. It's very very important to have a good field to train.
Yeah,
it's very important.
Yeah. Makes a difference. Question.
So talking about fields, I was obviously, as you know, in Paris for a little bit, and we had a little caged field. How often do you think it's important to go out there and just go out and play pickup by yourself with a whole bunch of other people that you don't know older? Do you think that's something kids should be looking for regularly? Do you think that's something that maybe they shouldn't be doing? Kind of understand the question, or you look a little confused?
Playing on the street is Mitchell's question. Do you think it's important for kids to play?
Do you think it's valuable to go out there and play?
We have how do you say this? How do you call this? Small fields.
Yeah, like they have like little. Okay. I remember in Paris we had like a little. You know what a Cruyff field is? It's like caged.
It's very important to play a 1v1, 2v2 in the street. But if you can do it on a grass field in a small club, it's the same. It depends on the coaches. The coaches need to make them to play in 1v1. It's the philosophy.
Yeah.
The philosophy is not to put the player in a team only. 1v1 as we did this morning, 1v1, 2v2, to teach them the things, and all the things around. It's formation.
Yeah.
So and to play in the streets, it's good.
Yeah.
So in France, we have a lot of fields like this.
Yeah, there's some players watching us that probably is going to say, "Oh, let's play in the street right now." So guys, be careful playing in your street. It's not like that. There's a lot of cars, so we have some elementary schools with outdoor fields that they can go there. Yeah. There's when we talk about our streets, it's like concrete, asphalt. So please don't try this at home.
Coach, talking about developing players in formation, and I tell people this all the time because a lot of people may or may not know this, but I've known Joel for almost 20 years, and I met him at like 12 years old, and he gave us a bunch of challenges. And I tell people this one all the time. There's 50 right, or the main challenge was 50 right, 50 left, 50 both, and 50 headers without dropping or catching the ball. So why did you give me that test when I was 12 years old? What are you looking for?
Very hard to answer about this question because I don't intend the truth. I tell you again. That's why my challenge when I was young, but it's not the unique challenge. For me, if you told Benzema or if you told to a good player a special challenge, you can find your own challenge. But challenge, the word is important.
Yeah.
To improve, it's a challenge. I want to do that for you. I want it because I know that you can work on that and to improve. But challenge can be very different. My challenge for example, when I go in a pool, it's to swim 1 kilometer. Less than 1 mile. But it's my challenge for the day. Life is a challenge. So it's not only this. Juggling, running. When I was young, I was in the country. The grass field was terrible. No good. So I had only a wall. I shot it on the wall. And the ball give you back the ball that you gave it. So you need to adapt and to find a challenge. For me, it's my own philosophy. So the challenge is very important.
Challenge yourself every day.
Yep. Well, and I'll add one thing to that. So like with the 50, 50, 50, 50, it's at least what he gave was you had to do 50 right, then switch to left, 50 left, then switch to both feet, and then pop it up to your head. And you couldn't drop it or catch it. Yeah. So my next question to you on top of that, how important is juggling?
To master the ball is very important. Yeah. Master the ball is very important in the air or on the ground. And juggling, it's not only to make the clown. It's not only to go to the circus. It's we can see many people. I don't say it's good or bad, but it's another thing. You can be very good at juggling, and after that. When you play soccer tennis, soccer tennis?
Yep.
So it's very important and the Brazilians are very good at this game.
Because
of what? They master the ball in movement and in reality with the game. Yeah. So it's the only thing. And to master the ball, juggling with all the surface. Inside, outside.
I love what he just said. He said master the ball, but with movement. Not just master the ball. And I think this is a thing that happens in the United States, Coach, where everybody says, oh, we need to master the ball. We need to do technique. But they do it stationary. They do it without the word you said, movement. And
I tell you, it's always in the world. In France, too. Yeah. They say, hey, I master the ball, but they stay in the same place, Put an opponent and you will see.
Hey!
Opa!
Put an opponent and we will see. That's why I really love that phrase. I'm going to keep that. Master the ball with movement. That's great. That's really, really good.
Let's use that.
Yeah. And then another question for you, Coach. Really parents, like how, I mean, obviously you guys have a club, or the club that you work for, it's free. They don't pay anything. What is the parents' role in the development of the kids? How does it work?
Do the parents talk?
Yeah.
if they talk a lot directly with you?
It's not the same system. So it's very easy. You have a license, you sign a license for all the year.
The parent?
The parents, yeah. Yeah, it's not the same system, though. So I can't talk about American and French. So it's not the same system.
So they need to sign something? How does it work for the parent?
Yeah, in France, how does it
sign a
work?
license.
Okay. And what is that? What,
all the season.
Yeah. And what is
they play championship and they play session. So session, championship.
Okay.
They engage the club, the team in championship, and they pay for all the season.
So do they ask you a feedback about their child? Like, oh, how is my kid? What do you think? Well, no?
Yeah, with parents. But, it's harder and harder with some of the parents want all from the club. No, only we are not the best, but we try to develop your son. And after that, if you have a good connection with parents, it's good.
Okay.
So I just want to bring up something. We had a session earlier today, and you laid down a whole bunch of cones. And you said in France they had a saying for that when a coach does that. Do you mind just repeating what that saying is? When you lay down a whole bunch of cones on the field?
Yeah.
Right? You said in France you guys have a saying for when a coach does that.
Yeah.
Do you mind repeating what that saying is?
Yeah.
Could you say it?
Because
what he's asking you, what is the phrase?
Yeah, what is the saying? What do you guys say?
What do you said on the field when you put the cones in?
When you put all of the cones.
I have a real objective, very simple for each exercise. It's not to put them in ration. It's you are with your ball, and you try to develop feints. So I have 2 or 3 words to tell them to repeat, and after
what I'm saying,
you mentioned an airport.
Yeah.
Remember, you said, "Oh, this looks like an airport."
Yeah.
You remember?
It's for me and between you and me. It's only just because I don't want to put 2 more cones on the field because it's an airport. It's for me.
It looks like
a joke about me.
And let me ask you, it's a funny question. No, not funny, but interesting. Why you like water?
Yeah.
Why you don't drink water? I see you training the whole day, like, my goodness, you want some water.
And that time our players drink water, so
my
it's the same.
goodness. Oh my God! Well, you'll probably be thirsty on this moment.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take a step back and go back to philosophy here. Well, we were talking about philosophy earlier. Does the club give you a philosophy when you coach, and you have to follow that
Sometimes,
precisely?
Yeah.
Or are they like more open-ended, be like, hey, this is what we want to follow, but you can add what you want?
For example, it's a long discussion. Yeah, because it's opening a lot of questions. Are you in your club? For example, I choose when I was 14. I had to choose between Saint-Étienne and Lyon. I have chosen Saint-Étienne. Lyon. You know why I said that?
Oh, God, Coach.
You know why? Because when I was very young, Saint-Étienne was the best team. And I went to the Europa Cup when I was 5.
Yeah.
In the Europa Cup, Saint-Étienne, 1978. And after that, I had to choose. And I chose the other club. Yeah. So now I'm from Olympique Lyonnais, and I don't hate. I like them, but it's my club.
They're the enemy.
Lyon is my club. So when you choose, you think about a philosophy together with all the coaches, and the philosophy of the club of Lyon is sometimes is really to short passes, connections with not only big or tall players, but it's around short spaces, And if you come from another club and you think over sense, it's not good,
Yeah.
You need to adapt your philosophy to the club in relation with their game, But it's a long
It's
discussion.
a long conversation. Yeah. But they give you like a kind of a book.
Yeah.
Okay.
Question for you. Who was the best player you coached?
Alexandre Lacazette or Corentin Tolisso, because they went back and they recognized our expertise in OL, and they are coming back now with their club. So, but I'm not. I didn't have them. I was in relation with the academy to form them. So we try to stay humble and to recognize where you come from, where I come from. So my club is Lyon, and I've always recognizing from my club.
From your yeah. And what about the world? Which player you think is the best in the world?
It's obviously me.
Oh.
The best player in the world, Benzema.
Opa.
Ballon d'Or,
Coming from Ballon d'Or.
Benzema.
Really, I don't joke. If it's not a Ballon d'Or this time, it's not.
We quit.
We quit.
I stop.
And you coached him, right?
No,
No.
not him. I was in the club, in the academy,
Yeah.
but I have not coached him. Only the first generation was Lacazette. With Lacazette.
Lacazette.
Benzema was there. He's very.
You agree with
very,
Ballon
very
d'Or
humble.
as well for
So
Benzema?
after what he did in the Champions League, how can you argue it?
You.
So, Coach, can you explain, because not a lot of people know this, but the compensation for formation, why are clubs like Olympique Lyonnais and other ones free? What does a club get when they develop a player and then sell a player? You understand what I'm saying or no?
Maybe it again.
Okay.
Maybe again.
Can you explain, because you mentioned that you're a person that focuses on formation,
Yeah.
right? So can you explain what compensation for formation is for people that don't know? Because a lot of people don't understand why, for example, if you go to Olympique Lyonnais, it's free. If you go to PSG, the academy's free. Why are clubs free for the players? What happens? What do clubs get out of it?
Because they will have incentive. How do you say?
Incentive?
More money.
Yeah.
Yeah, they form players, but when they are coming professional, they have more money from the, and when they sell him, they will have more money.
Yeah.
It's contracts. Money.
Oh, they probably sign a
Yeah.
contract. Yeah. Just with the Benzema pay off. So probably.
Well, the reason why I'm bringing it up is because I don't think people understand, like,
I have the example for Anthony Martial. We had him when he was 15. He signed professional when he was 17. When he was 19, he was with the team in Lyon, and we needed money. So we sold him to Monaco for €5 million,
Yeah.
But our president signed with incentive, and 1 year later, Monaco sold him to Man United for 85. And my club, OL, had money back from this contract. So it's good.
It's very good.
yeah, agreements. Yeah, because it's cheaper, right,
Yeah.
for a club to develop a player
Yeah.
and then sell him later.
Yes.
Right.
To sell him later.
Crazy.
So I got at least one more final question for you.
Yeah.
Going back to relationships with the player, how important is it for the coach to build a bond with that player and get to know him and make sure he's happy?
It's very, very important to keep a relation with your player, always on the field and out of the field. With parents, if it's possible, because education comes from parents only. All their life is with their family. You need to know their family, and you need to keep the contact with the family. And after that, if we come back, for example, Benzema always want to come, when he come back to Lyon, you always see his ex-coach, Armand Garrido. He retired now, but he doesn't forget
Where he came from.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was good. I have a final question as well. You have one?
Yeah, I do.
So my final question is, for people that is watching us, we are having this week Joel experience.
Joel Frechet.
Joel Frechet experience. That was a really good. Like, kids are enjoying a lot. We still have another day
Yep.
tomorrow. But do you know already who you're gonna invite to go to France with you to have an experience there? Do you know already?
Seriously, you are at the beginning of your experience with iProspect. It's very new for me. For example, the Academy of Lyon has a lot of years of experience. And for this moment, the players are good. They need to improve. I don't know yet. I'm concentrate on the session. But to have an experience in France, it's not rare. But you need to how do you say? Mériter, to expect.
Okay, expect.
Yeah, to expect that. And I don't know yet.
Okay.
But you have good players.
Work hard, guys.
Who need to work out.
Tomorrow, you still have time. Work hard.
Ooh, thank you.
I got another question for you, and it's really two. How important is it for players is performance? So, like when you were coaching the academy, did you rotate everybody, or did you play the games to win the game?
Good question. Thank you. But, it's always the same. We are competitor, but we used to say we play all together and we try to promote most of the players. So I don't have the answer.
Yeah.
I don't know. I always try to make them all connected. It depends how many subs you have.
Yeah.
But you try to, and in France you can't change a lot.
Yeah. 3 subs.
In soccer,
Yeah.
3 subs. So when you have change, it's finished.
Yeah.
So you need to create your own philosophy and.
But let's say you're playing against Saint-Étienne tomorrow. You're coaching the 17s.
Yeah.
Do you try and play everybody? Like maybe you put the worst players on, or
Yeah.
do you play the best team because you need to win the game?
Yeah, all the coaches are trying to do the best team. I don't know a coach who put a sub and said I will put him later. No. Yeah. We are competitors and we try to develop the players, but the final issue is to win and to win together.
So you play to win.
Yeah.
Easy.
In a competitive world, it's hard. You don't play to win.
Yeah.
And then last question I have, when a Lacazette, he went to sign his professional contract.
Yeah.
How does that work? So does the club sit down with him and the parent and say, okay, he's going to sign a contract?
No, it's
No.
not very. It's not as simple as this.
No.
It's a long way,
Mhm.
and he has a connection with the club. After that, when he signed professional, now he has an agent, and everybody around to take care about him.
Yeah.
You know,
But I'm saying when they come through the academy.
Alexandre he come to the academy.
Yeah.
He has still his family and his agent,
Okay.
and with the technical director of the academy. And after that, they put together at the table and talk about that. But
Okay.
it's a constant connection.
Gotcha.
Yeah. You have a.
I just got one more question I wanted to ask. All right, so let's just, as an example, you're the coach of the U17 team, right?
Yeah.
Or would you be able to go to the U15 coach and say, I want this player to play on my team to play up? Or how does that work over there?
The connection between the coaches, it's the responsibility of the technical director.
Okay.
He needs to manage all the teams and manage all the coaches. If you are a coach of U17 and you want a player, you need to see the team. You know, it's not I take him and I don't know him. First, you need to watch the sessions. All the coaches are not doing that. Second, if you're the coach of a younger team, you can't say, I don't want to give you this player.
Yeah.
It's a relation between the coaches. It's very important. And you need to fix the rules between them with meetings, you know.
Right.
And you put on the paper, and after you exchange. But always the technical director need to decide.
Before the final consideration, I have just one little thing. Like
Here we go.
when, for example, let's mention Benzema, for example. Look, when a guy become a star, do the coach that develop get some bonus for that or not? I want to know about
now I know that I'm in America, you know, because it's always about
because
money,
the guy was
business.
there to the end.
Sometimes I don't know.
You can disclose this.
No, I can't tell you about the philosophy of this or this or this club.
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, it's the club decision probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
If they're gonna bonus or not.
Yeah.
Done.
So, Coach, any final thoughts or like anything you want to leave for people that watch, like the kids?
No, I love America. I love American players, boys and girls. You know, I was lucky to know Andy Sullivan. She plays for the national team with the first camp where Kyle and Mitchell were. So it's a pleasure. And I know Chase Gasper.
Yep.
I say hello if you'll listen to me.
Opa.
Chase, he was a lefty at the first camp with them, with that generation. So I'm very happy to exchange. I'm here for pleasure, and it's a pleasure to know you and to know your academy we always need to improve. So good luck for your academy.
Vamos!
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Coach.
You so much,
Thanks
guys.
for coming this week as well.
Yeah, and stay tuned for the next Joel Frechet
Frechet
experience.
experience.
Thank you,
Vamos!
Mitchell, for today. Thank you for coming today as well, Mitchell.